You made me love you, you bastard. And then you bought me a purse. You got me a living. But then you cheated on me.
Welcome to Take Two Radio. We are pleased to bring you interviews with people in the entertainment and music industry, discussions and recaps of the 4 remaining daytime soaps. That's The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives, as well as various other shows. For upcoming and previous shows, check take2radio.com. That's with the number 2. And you can find us on Blog Talk Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and other streaming apps. Follow us on social media at Take2 Radio, and thanks for listening.
Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Take Two Radio Soaps in Review, and I'm David, filling in for Pam, who is under the weather, and hopes to be back soon. And we are missing our Carolyn, who is having a good time with her daughter out for Valentine's Day tonight. But tonight we have Candice and Anthony joining me. And why don't all of us join together and bring on the creator of the Capital City Web Awards, Mr. Anthony Anderson. Hold on. Anthony, is that you?
That is me.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I hope
Thank
that
you for
intro.
having me.
You're welcome. I hope that intro did you proud.
It did. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, if we tried to list all your accomplishments, that would take up the first 20 minutes.
Yeah,
It's too many.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I've been working hard.
Too many to list.
It's all good. I'm going to turn you over. Oh, Anthony, before I turn you over to Candice, I just wanted to pass on that our supervisor, Pam, is under the weather with a flu, and she's sorry she's missing you tonight, and she wanted to be here. Yes.
Well, it's okay. We will catch up soon, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So I'm going to pass you over to Candice.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like this is just going to be like a regular conversation that we have, minus the few words that we can't say on the show.
Yes, I have to watch my mouth.
Hey, me too. So let's just jump into it. The Capital City Web Awards. This was, for those, well, everybody probably heard my big mouth. This was the event to be at last year.
Oh,
and
thank you.
You're welcome. It was amazing. It was, here's the thing. There's a lot of award shows. We just got off with the Oscars and, stuff like that, and you got the Emmys. And the thing is that it was so well organized. It was respected. Like everybody, from my standpoint, everybody was cheering each other on.
Yes, they were.
So, yes. So, Anthony, for our listeners, tell us what made you wake up one day when you was fixing some pancakes and bacon. And I just put that two together because I'm hungry right now. But what made you decide to create the Capital City Web Awards?
Well, first of all, thank you for all of those kind things that you just said about the award show. I took great pride in putting it together last year. But what made me start it is, like, for those of you who may not know, I am also the creator of the digital series Anacostia. We are
the award-winning.
Yeah, we are going into
Make
our
sure you stay
11th. So we're going into our 11th year this year, and when we first started, what I noticed is that there were very few shows that were alongside us, few African-American shows or shows of color that were alongside us at some of these award shows. And a lot of the content creators of color would always send me messages asking what are we doing differently that they're not doing to where we're getting recognized, but they're not? And I didn't have a clear answer for them. The only thing that I could do is point them in the direction of where we were and point them in the same,
right.
and point them to the attention of some of these other like award shows. And even when they would do that, sometimes everyone can't be nominated. Everyone can't get the attention. We are still waiting to be to get our feature in Soap Opera Digest. I mean, everyone else, our Caucasian counterparts get features, but we don't. The only thing that happened with us is that our Caucasian guest stars get talked to, but they don't talk to the creator of the show to know any information about the show. So I felt like there was a void missing for the content creators of color. And there were so many beautifully done shows out there that for whatever reason wasn't getting the attention. And then most of them just didn't want to submit their shows to some of these festivals and award shows because they felt like their content didn't matter. They felt like they didn't have a voice or that their voice wasn't being respected. And I said, you know what? Part of being in a position that I'm in, it's my responsibility to open up the door for someone else because the door was opened up for me. And had the door not been opened up for me, I wouldn't be here. So I knew what an award looked like. I knew how an award show ran. I knew the logistics of doing an award show. So I said, hey, I'm going to do one. And it just turned out that it was the Capital City Web Award. And we took great pride in putting the first one together.
Yeah. I mean, this, and by the way, you guys can still see the Capital City Web Awards on YouTube.com. Might as well give that give that shout out. Because the thing is that, it's thinking on my part, like I grew up watching the awards and I always was questioning certain things. Like, how come the same people was always nominated for the same category?
But we're still questioning that.
Right. And then, going into the digital aspect of things, just, on the show, we all talk about it and we all watch it. And there's certain shows that, again, and I'm not trying to, put anything down. It's like there's so many other shows out there that people don't know about. And you're right, Anthony. It's like the exposure. Like, I did not know about certain shows, and I'm just going to name drop Toll Booth, which, I didn't know about those shows. I didn't know about Unconditional Love. I didn't know until this, the awards was announced and you saw all these, shows, and it's like, well, where have this been at? Like, why now? Like, what took so long?
It's the same. Right. It's the same place. You find them on YouTube. You find them on Vimeo. But because things are the way that they are, they don't get the push that I am very grateful. I'm extremely grateful that for whatever reason my show got a push. Maybe it had to do when Martha Byrne from As the World Turns came on. A lot of people like to point that out, and maybe that was the X factor that sort of came in and sort of put more eyes on our show. But what about those shows that don't have a Martha Byrne attached to it?
Right.
So, and they're just as good. So, but they're not getting the same recognition that my show and others receive. And I just felt like instead of complaining about it, and instead of going on Facebook and griping about it, I just decided, hell, get off your chair and go and create something. And I met with the powers that be in D.C. 2 years ago about this idea, and they kept giving me the runaround, saying, "Oh well, we don't. Is there a market for it? The money that you're asking." is anyone going to come and stuff like that? And they were like, we'll get back to you. And that "we'll get back to you" turned into a whole year of nothing, of me doing nothing.
Right.
And then the following year, I said, screw this. I'll do this on my own. So I had a little money sitting around. So I had a little bit of money sitting around, and I went and I met with the theater. I said, this is what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. I want to do it here, and this is what I need. And they said, hey, whatever you want, you got it. And everything else literally fell into place after that. And I tell people this all the time: you don't have to be a faithful person to have faith. And
right.
And when I tell you, after the theater said yes, so many things fell in place, one after another, one after another, one after another, one after another. And literally up to the Wednesday before the Saturday of the show, our editor, who was editing all of the nomination pieces, his dad got into a horrible car accident in Chicago. So he was 85% done of putting everything together, and he called and he said, Anthony, I don't know what to do because my father was in the accident. I have to go to Chicago this evening. None of this stuff I'm not going to be able to finish. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? It's Wednesday, and we have a show on Saturday. What are you talking about? And I literally went on to Craigslist and put out a posting saying I need an editor that knows the software. I got all these offers, but they was charging an arm and a leg because it was last minute. And just when I was giving up and saying, oh, Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do, a gentleman by the name of John Austin sent me a message saying, what do you need? I told him what I needed. He said, oh, yeah, I can do that. I said, well, how much are you charging? Because I know it's last minute. He said, well, let's sit down and talk about it. Tell me what you want. That man gave me such a great price. And he was like, oh, yeah, I can get this done by Friday. And he had it done, and it was done. And it was done. So we get to the theater on Friday to do setup, and as we're hanging the chandeliers, the trellis that is supposed to go up to the sky breaks down. It just broke. It would not raise. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's Friday. Why is this thing not going? They were like, oh, we got to call a technician. I'm like, it's 10:30 at night. Who's going to come? I just broke down and started crying. I said, I'm not letting people come in here and the chandeliers are not up and everything else. He said, look, we will make sure this is ready for you tomorrow morning. I'll send you a picture first thing in the morning. The guy will be here. And I didn't go to sleep that night. I got a text message from the theater at 6 in the morning with a picture of what the stage looked like, and I just broke down and started crying, just out of sheer happiness. And I said, it's going to be okay.
Yeah. Everything is going to be all right. And I think all of us was telling you that, too. We was just like, everything will work out, even if, it wouldn't be, but we will all still be there. And that was the beauty of it, I would say. Before I pass it over to David, Anthony, tell us about what do people need to know about the Capital City Web Awards? How do they submit?
Okay.
The date of the awards, because it's going to be hot.
Oh, it is. Well, first of all, let me just say, a lot of people came last year and they were not too familiar with Washington, D.C. summers. Washington, D.C. summers are very, very hot. They are very, very hot.
I'm gonna make you sweat.
They are very humid. I believe the temperature that day was pushing 97 degrees.
It was 98. It was 98 degrees because it was raining right before I even got there. I was like, oh Lord! But it was. And
it was so unsafe that our DJ was supposed to been posted outside of the theater playing music while people were arriving. The air quality was so not safe that we decided just to bring him in to the actual theater and put him on the stage, and while people were being seated, he played. So first of all, the date for the 2020 Capital City Web Awards is Saturday, July 25th. That's at the end of July, people. It's going to be hot. So come prepared. It's going to be at the same location at the very beautiful Arc Theater in Southeast DC, Anacostia, where I was born and raised. A lot of people didn't even know that was Anacostia, or that Anacostia was a real place. It is actually a real place in DC.
It really is.
And the day before, the Friday before, is our nominee happy hour and reception. We're currently working on the location. I do know where that's going to be, but until we get some paperwork signed, I'm not really going to say where that is.
You're not going to say nothing.
Right. If you want to submit your show, you can go to www.capitalcitywebaward.com and follow the instructions. The submissions are open now. We do have some brand new items at this point. Last year, we just presented Best Series, and that was the top award that went to Toll Booth last year. This year, we decided to split Best Series to Best Series Drama and Best Series Comedy. So there's going to be Best Series Drama, Best Series Comedy. The actors and performers from the comedy series can also submit themselves in the acting categories as well. Monday, we are having a production meeting debating if we are going to extend the acting category to guest actor and guest actress of a series as well.
Ooh.
So once we have our production meeting on Monday, but the most important thing that I really want to drive home about the Capital City Web Awards is this is an award show that is not about exclusivity. Even though the mission of the award show is to celebrate and to highlight content created by content creators of color or minorities, that does not mean that we exclude series from the award show. It's just that the mission of the show is to highlight. But we welcome everyone. Everyone is welcome, and so we implore everyone to come and submit their shows. We have great judges. I guarantee you that our judges watch every single submission that comes in. They judge them fairly. So this is not a situation of where someone knows someone, someone knows someone, someone knows someone, and you win. That is not the case here. Everyone takes their job very seriously. And I think that from the moment you walk into the theater, you see that this is a legitimately produced award show from top to bottom.
And all around. Yep. Definitely give this stuff to that. And make sure that, and this is an inside joke, Anthony knows it, make sure the cupcakes are there. Cupcakes.
Oh, my God. Yes. So a side note, we had a very popular cupcake baker provide cupcakes for everyone that was on the red carpet, in the lobby, all of the guests and stuff like that. I think he did over 300 something mini cupcakes. But I had my own, and some of these cupcakes were liquor infused, shall we say? They were liquor infused cupcakes, and I had my own particular stash of cupcakes that I was going to enjoy after the award show. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but needless to say, when I went to find my cupcakes, it was only the plate that was there on the table.
I like to point out while he just told the story, I didn't think he was going to tell the story about that. I like to prove my innocence by saying I did not eat any cupcakes until after I left the stage. I just like to point that out. If anybody followed me on social media that night, you know why I said it like that. But anyway, so okay, good. Cupcakes will be there. See, folks, you go to this award, you submit, you get cupcakes. You get a good time. You have a good time. And not only that, but you get to meet people.
Yes.
You can socialize and you can network. And it's just, we could go on all night long about this award show. But David has some questions for you, Anthony.
Yes.
Because we have two Anthonys on.
Yes,
we have two Anthonys on the line. So this is going to be funny. So all right, David, take it away.
Oh, thanks. as a member of the media, could you share your message to the daytime drama genre and what you'd like to see going forward?
Okay. I have to choose my words very very carefully here because I can be too honest sometimes. I feel as though as it relates to the daytime genre, I believe that while there have been changes, I feel like there have not been enough changes. We still kind of find ourselves waiting for a major storyline that is dealing with people of color. We're still kind of waiting for a sustained storyline, sustained characters, not just people that are just coming through. I think we actually made a conscious decision this year at Anacostia that we would sit out this year's Emmys. And the reason why we decided to sit out this year's Emmys is because, number one, they're going through a transition period by the president leaving and somebody else coming through. I am actually slated on the judging panel for this year. I'm not sure what I'm judging yet because they haven't sent that to me yet. But we decided to sit out because as they're trying to, I guess, revamp the system, sometimes the first go round is sort of like the testing stage, and we didn't want to be in the testing stage. So we decided to sit out. Out this year. So I'm hoping to see when the nominations come out, I'm hoping to see that it is, I can tell you right now, and I won't say it live, but I'll send you a message. I can tell you right now, back in the past, I can tell you at this moment, the name of all 5 shows that will be nominated for digital drama series. I can tell you right now.
Yeah,
I can tell you right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can tell you right now. And that's a problem. That is a problem. That is a severe problem because you take away the joy of someone. You take away the joy and the excitement of someone submitting their show and feeling like their show is going to get equal treatment. Now, from what I understand, they have a bunch of different checks and balances in place right now. I personally feel, this is just how I personally feel. I personally feel that every single category should be judged by members of Natus and Addis only. Because if you're doing an award show and you say that you're being judged by your peers, opening up the voting for anyone to sign up, those people are not my peers.
Yeah.
So if you have
That's
a group
true.
of people, that are fans of one particular show and they just haphazardly get that category, you already know where their vote is going to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So I'm hoping
That's true.
I'm hoping that I'm wrong when the nominees come out. I don't think I'm going. I'm gonna be optimistic. I'm hoping that the 5 shows that I think are going to end up in that list will be joined by some fresh faces or some new blood that's not affiliated with other people. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, nothing feels worse, and I'm being completely honest. Nothing feels worse. It's one thing for you to not get a nomination, and you look at the slate and say, okay, I can see why we didn't get a nomination. It's a completely different thing to look at the names on a list or to look at the names of shows on the list, and you ask yourself, how the hell did we not get a nomination?
Right.
Well said.
So I'm hoping, my fingers are crossed, and so we will see. But that would be my message, really.
That's one. That is a powerful one too. Thank you for that.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. We got. I guess I'm gonna be honest here. We sort of got blackballed. We got blackballed. Well, excuse me. I won't say we. I got sort of blackballed for speaking my opinion about a situation that happened on the red carpet at a particular award show about 2 years ago. We were on the red carpet of this award show, and the photographers put their cameras down when we stepped in front of them. I noticed it. Everyone with me noticed it. I said something on stage about it. I did a video, a live video about it. No one said anything. No one at the organization said anything after all of that. The only time they said something was when someone else from a different digital series made a particular comment about their award show. And instead of contacting that person, they turned their ire on me, which is the bad idea. I'm not sure if they've not been paying attention or that they've never really met me before, but that's not going to go well. And so I stood my ground, and it caused a rift between myself and people that I was very fond of. But the one thing that I'm all about is communication. And when you called me to have a discussion about something that has hurt me, and you continuously say you have nothing but love and respect for me, the first thing that I would expect to come out of your mouth is, I'm sorry that happened to you. Not why are you doing this? And that's never going to sit well with me. That's never going to sit well with me. So we stopped participating at that particular award show, but I mean, we wish them well. But that's just things that happen that make me want to make my award show, even for the people who don't win. I want them to come and have an experience. I want them to come and walk away feeling like they did win. Because I remember the first time we went to our very first award show. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like that acknowledgement. And it's a big thing. And I want these creators to feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm just going to say, and they do too, Anthony. I just want to let you know. We all did. Because like you said in the opening speech, that we're all winners. Win or lose,
Absolutely.
We're all winners. You know, it's just something like right now, you know, we're doing, you know, the podcast, and, you know, I always feel like, well, hopefully somebody is listening. But I feel as though we're doing something. We're contributing to something, and at the end of the day, we feel pride. We feel an accomplishment. It's kind of hard to explain in a sense, but that's what it is. So I always say, lately I've been saying that nobody needs to take anybody's shine away.
Absolutely.
And that was the thing, like at the awards, when you made that speech, and I know I'm talking a lot tonight, I know I'm sorry, but the thing is that when you came out, like we all know the road that you've gone, you know, that you've taken. And for all of us who've been watching Anacostia since day one, and this is before Martha and all of them came on, and we've gone through that transition with you. And, you know, because I know about that situation too, and when I saw it, I kind of shook my head, and I was like, why? Like, I didn't understand either, and to this day, I still don't. But I always say, don't let somebody, because of that, look what happened.
Absolutely.
You decided, boom, create something to make all of us feel worthy. And like you said,
and the one
have
thing
no.
I told,
Yeah.
the one thing I told the media and the press, in our phone call the night before, I said, let me tell you all something. I appreciate you all coming to cover this event. Every single nominee who walks on that red carpet needs to be spoken to. They need to have their picture taken. They need to be treated like they are the stars, because this award show is about them. And they made sure that they spoke to everyone and took pictures of everyone. I was just incredibly proud to step on stage and look out into that audience and see these content creators from LA, New York, Boston, Atlanta, Texas, Chicago, Arizona, just to see them all in Southeast DC, dressed to the nines, looking good, standing up, applauding, cheering each other on. I felt so full. I literally felt like God said, I have a mission for you. Let me pull you aside. I have a mission for you. I want you to do this. And the reward is going to be when you see everyone in that room. And when I saw everyone in that room, I went backstage and I said, we're going to be good. We are good. And lo and behold, that show went so smoothly, and we got finished in an hour. So I think we started at 7:01 and ended at we started at 7:01 and we ended at like 8:02. And I'm looking around backstage at Dee Freeman like, you're back here already? And she said, yeah, I'm back here. I'm like, we only got one award left? And they were like, yeah, the show is almost done. I'm like, how long is that? They said, it's only been an hour. I felt so good. Everyone was happy. We went to the happy hour. We went to the after party and had a ball. That's what this is supposed to be about. It's nice to win the award, but the camaraderie, the togetherness, the community is what it's all about. So I was grateful.
Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry. We just like.
I know. I'm caught up in the moment too. I just love the way you speak. You're so eloquent.
Oh, thank you so much.
So my second question is, you managed to bring 3 heavy hitters from the world of daytime, Martha Byrne, Elizabeth Hubbard, and Jennifer Bassey. What do those 3 women bring to your table?
Wow. Well, let's start off with the very first one. Things changed for us dramatically when I first met Martha Byrne. And we spoke, and she said, hey, I've been checking out your show. I would love to come and do something on it. And I was like, yeah, right. Sure, of course. and she was so serious. So she was like, no, I am dead serious. Send me some ideas that you have for me to play. And I was like, Martha, I don't know, because my mind is kind of different than most people. She's like, good. Send me what you got. And I sent it to her, and she loved the role. And she said, when do you want me in D.C.? And she came in, and she did it. But what she did more than that, when she came, and this is an experience that I hope and pray every creator gets. What she brought with her was not only her talent, but she brought something more that you just cannot buy. She brought her experience in. And when she came in that first day, everyone, even those who weren't on slate to film that day, came because this was a big deal for us. And even she would tell you she had an audience, like sitting on the floor, like in front of her, watching her work. And afterwards, she was so gracious to answer questions. And like some of the actors had questions about, how do I get to this point as an actor? How do I get this range? And she took her time, and she told everyone. And I think that you can definitely tell a difference pre-Martha Byrne and post-Martha Byrne, because everybody stepped their game up, because the joke on set was, don't embarrass Martha because Anthony gonna fire you. Because Anthony gonna fire us. so that was a joke. Don't do anything that Martha's gonna feel embarrassed about, or Anthony's gonna fire us. And so, so when they watched her, when they watched her walk and they watched her talk and they saw her preparation for a scene, they took notes. They took notes on that and applied it. And when Martha got finished and she said, "Well, I don't know how this scene ends. I don't know if I'm dead or if I'm not. But if I'm not dead, I would love to come back." And I was like, "Are you serious?" She was like, "Yeah." She said, "I had a ball. I would love to come back." And when she came back the second season, it's funny because I said to her when she finished her scene in the hospital bed, I said, "You know what, Martha? The Emmys have a brand new category for best performer in a new approaches series." And I said, "I'm going to submit you because I think that what we're doing is like really, really good." And she was like, "You think so?" I was like, "Yes, I think so. I'm going to submit you." And so we submitted her, and both the show and her got nominated, and she ended up winning. So that really put eyes on the show. Like, wait a minute, Martha Byrne is over there. She won her third Emmy for a role in the show. So maybe we should check them out. So then Martha calls me. She says, "I have an idea." I said, "What is it?" She says, "What about Elizabeth Hubbard? Do you think that?" Yes. You don't even need to finish it. You need to finish that idea. I don't even know what the idea was, but yes. And so she said, "Well, I've been talking to her. She looked at the show. I have some ideas about how we can work her in, and write something and send it to me." I wrote it. We collaborated on it. She sent it to Miss Hubbard. Miss Hubbard told Martha, "I would love to do it." And next thing you know, we were packed up on the way to Liz Hubbard's house in Connecticut. And we shot that, and then she got nominated for it. So, so then Jennifer Bassey, funny story. So we were on Twitter. I was on Twitter on the Anacostia page, and I was just posting random stuff. And out of the blue, Robin Strasser replied. She replied to my tweet. And I'm like, that is not the real Robin Strasser. And I sent her a message back. I was like, "Is this really you?" She's like, "Yes, it is." So I said, "Uh-oh. Mm-mm." I said, "Oh, no." I said, "Oh, no." So I called the gentleman that we were working with. I said, "Hey, I think that she would be good on the show. So send her some stuff about the show." They had a communication, and it turns out that when we were just about to start filming, and she had a scheduling conflict, but she said to our former co-executive producer, she said, "While I can't do it, let me recommend a good friend of mine, Jennifer Bassey." And they called me and they said, "Okay, well, can you write something and send it to Jennifer?" And I was like, "Of course I can." So I wrote it. I sent it to Jennifer, and they called that evening and said, "Hey, Jennifer wants to talk to you." And I said, "Wait a minute. What do you mean she wants to talk to me?" And they was like, "Yeah, she wants to talk to you about what you sent to her." And I'm always kind of like worried about stuff like that. Like, oh God, like, is she going to call and say, "Oh, all right, I like it, but can you change this? Can you change this?" I was like, "Okay, like, set it up." They called, and she got on the phone and she said, "Anthony, why are you not writing in the soaps?" And I said, I don't know. She said, "Because I absolutely love this. I absolutely love every single word of this." And we talked on the phone, and we went back and forth. We came up with a schedule of when she could come in. She came in. She came in and shot all of her scenes in about 2 hours. And she was back out of town that same particular day. And then she got nominated for an Emmy.
Oh, Lord.
Kind of won, but didn't. Wow. So depending who you ask. So kind of won, but didn't. So
the winner is Moonlight.
Right. So so it's been awesome, and then we got fortunate to bring in Lauren B. Martin this past season with a very devastating storyline about gun control and gun violence in just your average standard neighborhood, and that touched a lot of people, and Lauren won an award for that recently as well too. So I'm very fortunate to be a creator that can take storyline and apply my own personal talent to it effectively enough to where these storylines actually resonate with people that are watching the show.
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome. I have been blessed. I have really been blessed.
Okay. So this is going to be like a strange one. Anthony, do you have something to ask Anthony? That's really weird.
Anthony's got a few questions to ask Anthony. Well, first of all, thank you for being here, and
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I will take the proverbial hit and say I didn't know anything about Anacostia until Martha Byrne. I grew up in New York City, and I don't see where I live what the country sees.
Right.
But I travel enough to understand that what I see and where I grew up is not the norm. And we're not a political show, but I'm going to bring it to a political level for a moment, because we've got you, and I know you're going to tell. My mother always said, "Tell it like it's CIV." Right now, I think, now that the impeachment is done, I think we're done hearing quid pro quo, thank God. But the thing that we hear now is the black vote, the black vote, the black vote, the black vote. Yeah. So I want to ask you, in terms of mainstream media and mainstream content, there's a lot of push out there that we need to diversify, we need to equalify, so on and so forth. At this point, do you feel can it actually be done? And are you hopeful that the talk that's out there is going to turn into something, or is it just lip service at this point?
That's a great question. I would be hopeful if it wasn't the same conversation every year. Every year it's the same. Every year it's the same conversation. It's about diversity. It's about inclusion. Every year it's the same thing. It's the same year. Like, when are we going to get to the point to where we don't have to talk about it? We are constantly bringing it up. I find it very interesting, right? I find it very interesting that we are in a time and a place where someone loses his livelihood and can't play a game that he loves because he took a knee to protest people being shot and killed in the streets. But now it's like, now let's pay attention to the community as a whole, because they could change the face of this election. It's very weird to be in a society where youth are made to feel, not that you do feel, you're made to feel that you're like good China. Everybody knows that you're there, but they don't pull you out until they need you. And we're talking about this being 2020, not 1959, not 1932. We're talking about being 2020, and there is still a huge, like, the whole situation with BAFTA recently about them not having any nominees of color. Why is this surprising? Why is this isn't a situation where every year we've had our pick of faces in those nominations? Why is it now so shocking? Like, every year we get to this point to where we talk about this is so white, that's so white, this is so white, that's so white, and nothing is done. It's good to talk about it now, but now that all of the award shows are over, ask yourself this question. Now that the Oscars are over, how many times have you heard about diversifying in entertainment?
Mm-hmm.
It's something to be talked. It's a good talking point when you need it there. But again, there is no reason why we're in the time and the date that we're in right now, and we are still asking for what everybody should get: equality.
Right.
There is no reason. There is no reason why. I have a problem with something that's beautiful, it's not that I have a problem with what's beautiful. I have a problem with how people are praising Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union for supporting his son, who has decided that he's going to go by a female because that's who he feels that he really is. I find it so shocking that people are praising what should be a no-brainer. This is your child. This is about support. This is about unconditional love of your child. It happens every day in the LGBTQ community. So
thank you.
So because they are celebrities, it's like, oh well, this is the brand new. These are parenting goals. If you're looking at Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union for what they're doing as parenting goals, then something is wrong with your parenting. Because that should already be instilled in you as a parent from the moment that child takes its first breath. Do no harm to that child. Support that child no matter what. You don't have to agree with the decisions, but support that child no matter what. So to see these people acting like this is something brand new is just it's baffling to me. But that's where we are. That's where we are in this society. That's where we are. We are always 50 years behind.
Absolutely. I have two more questions for you. I'm going to bring it back to the awards at the end. But the next question is sort of along the same lines. The communities that are underserved out there, LGBTQ, African American, the aged, the finally aged, and the disability community have been struggling for their voice, have been struggling for their place, have been struggling to be thought of as just other members of society rather than quote-unquote special group, special interest, so on and so forth. Do you see a value in all coming together and making one message and going forward that way rather than pulling out the talking points when it serves certain purposes?
Absolutely. I think the whole slogan is love is love. So we at the end of the day, black, white, Latino, gay, straight, whatever. We're all human. We're all human. We all want the same thing. We all want the same thing. We all want love. We all want to be treated with respect. We all want to be treated with kindness. We all want to be appreciated for what we bring to society. And unfortunately, we have a leader who has allowed the previously masked to walk around without their masks on and still spit the same hatred without any repercussion to it, because he gets no repercussion. So we have to remember, as members of the LGBTQ community, as members of the Latino community, as members of any underserved community, that number one, we have a voice. We need to start using and amplifying that voice. And it starts with not saying, if my candidate does not win the nomination, I'm not voting. We need to get away from that. We need to get away from that. Our voice is powerful. You see what's happening right now. Joe Biden is saying, "Hey, look, these first two primaries, I wasn't going to win those anyway because they're in two places that is predominantly white. My voting constituency is minorities, and when we get to Nevada and South Carolina, you're going to see a difference. My fingers are crossed that we do see that difference. But what we need to realize is, listen to what this man is saying. He's telling us that our vote can effect change. So if your candidate is not the selected nominee, let's do what the Republicans in the Senate did. Let's stick with the party and go along with it anyway.
I can't say the middle part. Absolutely. Absolutely. Vote.
And that's what we're missing. That's what we're missing. I sometimes get so frustrated when I see this. When I look at CNN, as much as I love CNN, I get frustrated with CNN because I think sometimes the media can unwittingly put out a narrative that can sway a person's opinion. And when you say that, Joe Biden, the former vice president, couldn't even win in these two early primaries, how can he be expected to be the nominee? Well, the last I checked, you got to get to over 1,900. You got to get to over 1,900 delegates, and two primaries, two caucuses is not going to do that. So. And you also need to mention that, by the way, this is predominantly white and this is predominantly not his territory. So when we as a community hear that, it starts us thinking, well, wait a minute, are we with the right person? Are we should we jump ship to somebody else? No, stay yourself where you are. I had to catch myself. Stay where you are and hold strong. We have a powerful voice in this election, but it's not going to help us if you stay your tail home when you are needed. Get your butts out there, register to vote, and we can effect change. But we have to do it as one. We have to do it as one party, much like the Republicans do.
Thank you. I'm very thankful of your time here. So my last question. The show last year, like you said, first and foremost, was so much fun. It was the perfect mix of what I expected when I heard about it almost last minute. Mm-hmm. So what is your vision for this year, July 25th, and what is your vision going forward? Do you want this to be a long-lasting, move into mainstream at some point? What's your vision for this year and moving forward?
Well, for this year, I'm expecting 10 times more of the fun that we had last year. I I've been having production meetings with as far as staging. Like I actually draw, so I'm not an artiste, but I can draw well enough.
Yes, you are.
To where I can like I can draw well enough to where I can give it to a stage crew and say, this is what I want my stage to look like. And so when I gave them what I want my stage to look like this year, they sort of looked at me and was like, how much time we have? I was like, well, hey, you have until July. And so they were like, okay, we can manage this. So I think people are going to be really blown away by just the optics of it. I think that they were blown away last year by the optics of it, like when the doors opened. So I think they're going to be blown away by the optics. I'm expecting there is a opening that we're filming. Okay, so there's an opening that we're filming in 2 weeks that is going to kick off the award show. It's a recorded opening, and it's paying homage. Let me just say, it's paying homage to a very popular 90s sitcom. I'll just say that. So that's what's going to open. That's what's going to open up the show. But and starring yours truly, it is so ridiculous that it is so utterly ridiculous. Totally ridiculous.
Any room for Candy Girl in there?
It is so ridiculous. I'm telling you, when you see this, you're going to be crying in your seat. But and then just going forward with the show, I want the show to get bigger and better. Of course, I want it to reach a level to where it becomes, even if it's not on the mainstream level, I want it to be something that these creators look forward to every year. I want it to be that award show that even if you're not nominated, that you still want to come out just to support your fellow content creators. I want it to be a place where, as Candice said earlier, where people can sit around, meet one another, and actually talk to one another, build friendships. What I loved about last year, moving out of that, was seeing the friendships being made on Facebook and Instagram, and people communicating with each other. That's my mission. If God had a mission statement for me for this award show, that would be it. Just to bring everyone together and to have a really good time. So I'm hoping that you guys come out on July the 25th. I'm hoping that you guys submit your show. I'm hoping that you guys come and spread the word, because it's going to be one hell of a party. It's going to be one hell of a party. Bring a fan, bring something to keep you cool, because it's late July in D.C. It's going to be hot, but come ready to have a great time. You really don't have to do anything. Everything is free for you, except your ticket. But everything in the lobby, as far as the refreshments, the sodas, the waters, everything is there for your exposure. We just want people to come and have a good time and enjoy themselves and walk away feeling appreciated.
Well, Candice and I will definitely be there. Thank you so much for answering the questions. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I definitely appreciate it, and thank you for the support that you guys give us and for what you guys do, because people do listen. People do listen, and more importantly, we appreciate. We appreciate. So never ever think that we don't. We appreciate.
We appreciate you.
You know, sidebar note before anyone else goes, you mentioned one publication early on in this conversation, and the other mainstream publication actually gives Anacostia a good amount of love, especially on their podcast. I just wanted to point that out. And again, thank you so much.
Absolutely. We definitely, and speaking of Anacostia, we are going back into production for the rest of season 6. It's going to be amazing. The scripts are done. They are tremendously crazy. And it's just going to be something special. So just wait till you see that opening. That opening is crazy too. But it's going to be great. Thank you guys for having me. And I look forward to seeing you guys this summer.
Thank you, Anthony.
You're welcome. God bless you all.
God bless you as well.
God bless you.
Have a good evening.
Yeah.
You too.
Well, everyone, yet another powerful, interesting, well-diversified, if I may say so, interview.
Wow. 8 o'clock on the dot. I don't know if we've ever gone an hour. Well, maybe we weren't exactly an hour, but...
Yeah. We've hit an hour a few times.
Yeah.
Wow, that was nice. I like him.
Yeah.
I really do.
He's amazing. He's
what
amazing.
you
awesome.
see is what you get. What
Pretty
you
much.
hear is what you get. Yeah.
Pretty much.
And that's I knew that this was going to be an interesting conversation. I knew that he wasn't going to take it to the level of it's us against them. He pointed out, and I'm a white boy, just in case anybody don't know Anthony Corona. Oh, well, hello. But he pointed out what's out there without turning it into, and it's enough against them. And he highlighted what his mission is in such a fun but very, very, very well said, well put together way.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And it actually behooves us or it behooves me to say, I don't think Pam put a lot of work puts an amazing amount of work into the show, first off. Put a lot of work into having tonight happen, but it wouldn't have happened without you, Candy Girl. So, I just absolutely want you to take your bow for a moment. I know nobody can see
Thank
it,
you.
but girl, take your bow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
You had a lot of faith in
seriously,
Pam and me.
Yeah, here's the thing. I've known Anthony now for, 29. I'm going to say it has to be going on maybe 5-6 years. I want to say that. And like I said, I've watched Anacostia since, season 1. So when, obviously, like Anthony, you said you only knew because of Martha Byrne, who everybody knows as Lily Walsh on As New World Turns, and rightfully so on other projects.
Right.
But it's just, digital series, and you guys can attest to this. I always talk about it on Periscope and whatnot. To me, it's like, okay, we still respect the fact that these 4 soaps are still on the network. Amen, hallelujah.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a whole world of other soap operas out there that people, the fact that Anacostia has been on for 11 years, most people would have just thought it's only been on for 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, oops, amen. Uh-oh.
What happened?
Well, I'm going to fill in while she's having technical issues and say that he pointed out something that's really kind of important to research on. There are 2 high-profile digital content, seasons that are coming up that are highly anticipated and so on and so forth. And I don't want to yuck on their yum, or as Candice said about The Shine, I don't want to yuck on their yum because they are good shows and they deserve the fanfare that they're getting. But it is absolutely, absolutely true that Anacostia does not get the attention that it deserves at this point. Just first and foremost, forget Martha Byrne. You've been there 11 years. You've been out here 11 years. You've been telling fresh stories for 11 years. It's hard. It's very hard to get a 4th season, a 5th season, a 6th season. You're here telling fresh stories 11 years. You can hold this up in the digital content world to they're a Law and Order Special Victims Unit. They're a Knots Landing. They are royalty in the digital content world at this point. I hope we get Candice back. All right. She can pick up her point when she comes back. It is Valentine's
Hopefully.
week. Tomorrow is the big Cupid
Valentine's.
event. I know that I have been shot. Hello?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay. I know that I have been shot in the butt by a Cupid arrow, and I thank God every day for the love that I have. We wanted to celebrate a concept that has taken a backseat more often than not on our four favorite shows, and that's love in the afternoon.
You don't see very much. There she is. She's back. Hold on. We don't
Candice,
see
did
very
you want
much.
to finish?
Let me see if I can grab.
Before we go into love in the afternoon, did you want to finish your point? And did you hear us?
Not on yet. Hold on. Okay, go.
Okay, yeah, this is what happened. I got so excited that I tripped over my freaking charger and the phone died on me for a minute. But what I was going to say is that you see all these talented people and they're doing like amazing work. And the fact that you have some soap stars like who wants to be a part of it, that tells you something. Like I'm telling you guys, there is a whole world out there. You have Broken at Love. You guys know about Broken at Love. You guys know about it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just a world, and the Capital City Web Awards have just, and I mean, this was only year one. This is going to be year two. Oh man, the experience. I'm just, love it. I can't wait. I'm so excited, and yeah, it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid.
Well, I can't wait to be your plus one this year.
Yeah. I mean,
without
that's
a doubt.
It was like a party. It was seriously like, you know, like if you've ever gone to like award banquets or something, or those kind of things, or you've seen it on TV, you probably seen like everybody has kind of a, I don't really, well, I'm gonna just say it like a attitude. Like some awards, look, you guys watch the Golden Globe Awards, you know what I'm talking about. But with this one, I mean, everybody was just like cheering each other on. Like whether you was nominated and you lost, people were still applauding you. You were applauding the winners. People like, we're like all in this together. And Anthony is right. And I'll just be, growing up, everybody knows this story. I used to watch Daytime Emmys. I used to do the red carpet at home. Like I literally had a red towel, and I used to get in my Insta dress and walk and pretend that I was actually, being the celebrity. He literally made everybody feel like that. Like everybody. And, right. And it wasn't, I mean, everything should have been on like him, but it wasn't. I mean, it was, but, it was just, it was an experience, and the fact that we all feel like we accomplished something. That we're still accomplishing stuff like now. Like you guys who are listening, we hope we're accomplishing the fact that we're voices that speaks your opinions about the soaps. Like we're about to talk about something that is kind of missing in daytime right now, love in the afternoon. As we all know, Valentine's Day is coming up. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. I love you. There you go.
Well,
cue the music.
I have a prepared little bit when David had said that was going to be our main topic for this evening. I have a little bit of a prepared idea that I wanted to discuss. Love in the afternoon is definitely what the soaps have been known for. We think about stories like The Ice Princess or Karen on the stand admitting she's a hooker. We think about the first abortion on Daytime. And those are all powerful moments. At the moment, we have 2 Alzheimer's stories going on 2 different shows. We get the public service. We get the family dynamic, the drama between families, and so on and so forth. But the reason that people have tuned in, the biggest takeaway from soaps are what? Love. Luke and Laura. Patch and Kayla.
Yep.
Vicky
John.
and Nikki. Victor and Vicky and Nikki. Okay, that'd be a show. Vicky and Nikki. Come on, girl. No, sorry. Victor and Nikki. You know, Love in the Afternoon has turned into a plot sideline point. You have a couple like Chase and Willow.
Yes.
Who have had some beautiful, cute moments. And they've taken the slow build. They've given us, we have not seen, look at Kyle, what is wrong with my tongue tonight? Look at Kyle and Lola.
I don't know.
They were flirting for 4 minutes. He bought her a pocketbook. They broke up. She got a food truck.
Yeah.
They got back together. She needed a liver. There was the big, wall between their relationship. They got back together. He kissed Summer, and boom, they're breaking up again. All in the space of less than a year.
Less than a year.
What was missing in that storyline? And I'm pointing this one out because I think of all the 4 shows, this one is the most. And I love you, Young and the Restless. You know I do it. Every show we give you ideas on how to bring us back to what we want to see. So it's not about bashing you. It's about pointing out the things that are frustrating us fans. What was missing in that storyline, guys?
Candice got bumped off again, so I'm going to answer you.
So I'm going to speak for Candice because I know exactly what she would say. Where was the love?
Where is the love?
Where was the love? You showed us drama, you showed us attraction, but you didn't make us believe that there was any real basis for love in this relationship. So no one's shocked. No one's mourning this latest breakup because there's been no love in it. The Love in the Afternoon has turned into a side story, and it should be more. It should be more of a constant going forward. Keeping it there, like the sun beating down on them, and should be like a guide, so to speak. You know, there was a beautiful storyline a couple of years ago on Days of Our Lives, obviously, that has gone through so many dynamics. It was the first widely received. Yes, General Hospital had been flirting with it. Yes, As the World Turns, and I loved that. I actually love Luke, the Luke storyline, just a slight bit more than Sonny and Will. But you gave us 5 minutes of love, and an amazing wedding, an amazing wedding, an amazing wedding. But you gave us 5 minutes of love, and the rest of it has all been pushing away from love. The only real loving love storyline that I can point to at the moment, kudos, congratulations, General Hospital, you have really turned it around in so many ways, but also with Chase and Willow. You made us believe they're in love. Maxie and Peter, WTF, what? And I love Finn and Anna, and Finn and Anna is kind of close to what we saw with Chase and Willow, but even that is, it's not the love that we saw in the 80s and 90s. And it's not the 80s and 90s anymore, but people still love and want to be loved and want to love and want to share that. And when they're not in love, they want to look at people that are in love for inspiration for when they do find love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I could talk all night about this, so I'm going to pass the baton along. Candice, girl?
Okay. Man, as far as couples goes, I agree about Chase and Willow, how organic it is. And I think that's what's missing in daytime is the organic feel of a couple.
you alluded to like the 80s and 90s, and you know the 80s was super couple. Everybody had a super couple. You know,
There was super couple.
You had super couples down,
word.
and I think, yeah, I mean, if you really think about it, like today, like I see, and I kind of cringe when there's people on Twitter and Facebook saying that their couple is like a super couple, because to me, the super couples, no offense, that was a term that Days of Our Lives penned. I'm sorry, GH fans, but Days had that first with Doug and Julie. And the thing is I always say that today's couples are the modern day super couples. There's a big difference. I grew up, obviously, y'all know me. I grew up, I mean, look, Reva and Josh from Gone Light was, and that was everything.
Kathy
you know,
and Richard.
Even the clone girl? Even the clone?
Yes, even the clone, because that actually proves something, is that's how deep your love is. Is that if somebody came up to you and say, hey, I can clone the love of your life, what would you do? Like, would you take that risk, or would you just, like, grieve? So I always, like, looked at it like that growing up, too. I mean, as far as, like, the young set, I mean, and it's ironic because today is the anniversary of when the tragic start of this couple happened, is Elizabeth and Lucky. I mean, General Hospital, you had some good ones, too. You had Robin and Stone. You had Robin and Jason. Like, oh, God. I could be on here all night. But to me, as a younger viewer, I'm going to say it like that, because I feel as though that's something else that daytime, especially the news that we got in the last 24 hours, adults need to understand that you still have to have love in the afternoon to gain younger audience. And I think somehow, some way, they've lost that. It's not about a merry-go-round a la Bold and Beautiful. It's not about I want to be bad all the time. It's organic. It's when two people fall in love. And you look at, I mean, okay, if we really go there, in the way that things are now with Instagram and social, and Anthony, you're going to laugh when I say this, but you look at Teresa and Ethan on Passions. Here's the thing. We all do this. We have that celebrity crush that we close our eyes at night and we fantasize about. And don't you dare say you don't, because you do, okay?
Yep.
That love, like, I mean, I forgot the celebrity that did that, though, was like saying that they was going to marry this person, and they ended up marrying that person in real life. Oh, my God, who was? See, now I'm going to have to go online. But, no, as far as, like, you know, the couples and everything, I mean, Victor and Nikki, good grief, man. Oh, man. Reva, Josh, Lily Holden, Lily Damien.
Yep.
Robin Pet. Oh, God. There's too many couples.
Cricket
Jack
Danny.
and Charlie.
Cricket Paul.
Oh, my God. Danny and Michelle. God.
Eden and Cruz.
Oh, Eden and Cruz. Yes.
Eden
oh, my
and
God.
Cruz.
Take me back right now. I mean, Erica Kane. Look. Wait
Which
a minute.
one?
Let me get on my soapbox. Erica Kane proved something. That you can find love in 10 different guys.
Yep. 13 different marriages. Yep.
It's plenty of fish to see, people. I mean, it's plenty of fish. And, I mean, like I said, you look at Young Love and you look at Phil and Tara from All My Children. Yes, I went back that far. Yes, I know about that. Why? YouTube. You look at Jackie. I mean, it doesn't always have
Greg
to be
Angie.
Oh, my God. Angie, Jesse. I mean,
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Vicky and Clint.
No.
One
Vicky
before
and
that.
Ben. Vicky and Ben. Lord, I can't.
I love me some Vicky and Ben. I did not like Vicky and whatever the professor got. I cannot remember his name. Oh, Sloan. I did not like Vicky and Sloan.
Well, you know.
Asa and Renee. Let's go back to channel.
No,
let's go back to channel 4.
Wait a minute. Let's really go there. Blair and Todd. Now,
right.
Wait a minute. Now, let me explain this because I'm going to compare them to. Okay, here's the thing. I know I get a lot of heat
HB and
for.
Miss Sally.
Yes. Yes.
I'm about to say it. I'm about to say Philip and Beth, but I want to make an honorable mention to Philip and Harley. Philip and Harley. And God, I'm getting teary-eyed. Y'all making me talk about Godlight, and y'all know. And then I got to go to Aswell Turns with John and Lucinda. Bob and
Oh my God, Carly.
Bob and Kim. Will and Gwen.
Oh God.
Excuse me for a second.
This is
this is
the
what's
Crimea
missing
River
in
matinee.
Right, but this is what's missing in the genre. I mean, we're sitting here naming couples, and we just got feelings.
Mhm.
Jake and Paulina.
Oh my God, yes.
I know you were just looking at those.
Carly and Jack.
You were just looking at them the other day.
I was. Because sometimes, I mean, look, we have the couples of today. I mean, obviously, the popular couple is Ben and Sierra. And that is,
Right now,
and I know I have various opinions about it, but I will say that, you know, they do, it's kind of the homage to Bad Boy, Good Girl, you know, a la Bo and Hope, a la Jennifer and Jack, you know. And the thing is that they're one of the modern couples because they try to put a modern spin on things. Now, we just talked, about Will and Sonny. And, real quick, shout out to Freddie and to Chandler because...
Yes.
I mean, I have a lot of words, but I'm going to be very polite about this. But I want them as well as the fan base to know that they did, and I'm going to say it, as far as it goes, they did bring people to Days. They did represent Days quite well, and Freddie Smith was a great ambassador for Days of Our Lives.
Oh, my God, yes.
Yeah, he was.
So I really want to take that opportunity to say that, but you take a look at Days' new crop of couples. You have Belle and Sean. You have, Sarah and Xander. You have Nicole with either Eric or Brady. Y'all take y'all pick on that one. Obviously Ben and Sierra. And you just look at the fact that, I don't know, it's not like you said, Anthony, it's not the 70s, it's not the 80s, and it's not the 90s or early 2000s. But it's a different kind of love in the afternoon, I guess. But at least there's still love in the afternoon.
There is. There is one in particular from General Hospital that, well, to me anyway, has the potential of going that way, and I hope it's a slow build just like Chase and Willow. And you two may not agree with me, but I am so liking Ava and Nicholas. And I
am loving Ava and Nicholas. I loved them the first time around, and I love them now. And I think if they tell the story right, yes, it most definitely has a fire potential. I just want to go back to what Candice said for a second about the news that we're all, or most of us at least, are mourning and raging. I want to point something out because she said Belle and Sean, excuse me. She said Belle and Sean. And Days let go of Brandon and Martha, a.k.a. Belle and Sean, basically at the height of their popularity. Basically,
yeah, they did.
From what was put out at the time, and I just recently had saw an interview with Brandon Beamer, who solidified that fact. Now, is he solidifying that fact because he's back on canvas right now? I don't know. But when he left, they basically said to him, "No one's ever dead in Salem, but we've told so much story. It's time for the viewers to want you again. It's time for them to miss you again. You'll be back." So I'm hoping that's the stance and tact that Days of Our Lives is taking right now. And Belle and Sean is probably the most glaring example. God, I don't know where my tongue is today. The most glaring example of that I can think of at the moment. But they're not the only one. They have put in, even John and Melina. They're putting them. Yeah. They've taken them off canvas. Only to bring them back. So I don't agree with some of the ways that they brought them back, but we can hold out the hope that this is for now, not forever.
Right.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just
no one's ever dead in Salem.
Yeah. Wait, I just thought about another couple. Jonathan and Tammy. Okay.
Oh, Lord. We're going to cry.
All right. So, it's been asked in all the publications. It's been asked back in the days when there were actually soap talk shows on the air. Yeah. It's been asked in other podcasts. So we might as well do it here. David, what is the couple that you first connected to? Is it the same as your all-time favorite couple? And what is the one couple that you'd like to see back in action? Even if it's on a show that does no longer exist.
Oh my God.
First couple you connected to, favorite couple of all time, and a couple that you wish you could see back in action.
Actually, it was Steve and Betsy on As the World Turns, I think was my first one that I connected to.
All right. Your favorite couple of all time?
Of all time, I was always and always will be a Holden and Lily fan.
There you go.
All right.
Man's the world. Mhm.
And a couple you'd like to see back in action?
Back in action. Let me see. This is hard. So I'm on. Listen, Franco, or get in there. So you mean, are you referring to one that we used to see but not anymore, and want to bring that back?
One that we used to see. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's.
You can say Edward and Lana if you want to bring them back from the dead.
I know that. I know it's a hard one. Actually, I want to see Ned and Lois.
Okay.
Yeah,
Candice?
because
no, this is not fair. This is so not fair. Okay, the first couple that it was Robin and Stone. It was that was I knew the other couples on soaps, but to witness Robin and Stone from Jump and whatnot, so that was my first couple. Favorite couple of all time. Damn it. Can I pick all of them? No, I just gotta pick one.
Favorite couple of all time, I'm going to go ahead, and this may surprise a lot of people, is Carly and Jack from As the World Turns.
Okay.
Couple that I would love to see back. Oh boy, here we go. Can I have two? Can I have two?
Yeah,
or just
absolutely.
one?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure,
let me have
absolutely.
two. The first one is Angie and Jesse from All My Children. And my second one is God. It would be Reva and Josh. Why am I trying to I have so many, but that's just those two couples I would love to see. I would love to see Reva and Josh take on Young and the Restless, and I've been saying that for a long time. Well,
all right.
Sorry, you practical example. What about you, Anthony?
Well, unfortunately, I'm never a one-shot guy. And the couples that for me, I got into soaps when I was 3 years old with my grandmother and my mother, sort of. But I didn't really jump onto the couple bandwagon until I started hitting puberty. And for me,
Makes sense.
God, this is going to give you a roundabout of what my real age is, but loving Trish and Tucker, One Life to Live, Cord and Tina, and on General Hospital. It was a little later on, but I also most definitely fell into Robin and Stone like there was no tomorrow. Robin and Stone is the first couple that I looked at, minus the HIV, and saw people I knew and people that I could be. Cord and Tina was just whack, but it was just so much fun to watch. But Trish, Tucker, and Stone, I could have been them. So look, I can't pick one out of those three. Those are what got me into couples.
Yeah, I know.
My favorite.
Mine were at the top of my head. So.
Yeah.
My favorite couple of all time, I think is gonna surprise all of you guys. But I as far as how much I was invested in, and I was an ABC, I was a Channel 7 boy, but something about Eden and Cruz, there was just something. It was just a passion between them, and that's got to be what it was. It was fire between them every moment. So I think how much I invested, it was definitely Eden and Cruz. And a couple that I would like to see, I've got so many. I'd like to see Josh and Reva. I'd like to see Luke and Tracy. My God, there are so many, but I guess my top two would be Josh and Reva and Luke and Tracy.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, I really would like to see a Luke and Tracy Laura triangle again, but done right this time. Yeah, so those are my answers, guys.
There you go. That was, you got to think, we literally was, probably just thinking up top of our head. Now, if you gave us, a week, we would have came up with, you know what? Homework assignment. We want to hear from you guys, our listeners. Just like the questions that Anthony said, who was your first couple that you really remember and connected to? Who is your favorite all-time favorite soap couple, past and present? And if there was a couple, either they aren't together anymore or from the canceled soap, who would you guys like to see back on television? Let us know. Hit us up on social media. It's not that hard.
David, can you add those 3 questions to the recap post for tonight's show?
I can do my best.
I'll send it to you so you can post it. So you can post.
Yep.
Post
it. Yeah, you send it to me.
Yep.
Send it to me.
Yep. Yeah, and if we have different answers, because I know somebody is saying, wait a minute, Candice did not say Liz and Lucky. Well, I did, but nobody said, but she didn't say Emily and Xander or Coop and Liz. Yeah, I know, but look, I was like, I just said it, so there you go, I guess.
All right, well, it's just a little less than half hour left, so I guess we should do quick recaps for the 4 shows. Candice, why don't you run us through CBS real quick?
Okay, so finally we got our soaps back. Amen, hallelujah. It was a struggle, but the struggle was real, but we're back. So on Young and the Restless, the main topic is that Sharon's cancer. It is cancer. She's starting chemo. Shout out to Sharon Case. Girl, get that Emmy nod and you're bringing awareness to this storyline. She, in the last couple of episodes, she had some insecurities about cancer and the way people will treat her. You guys saw the special episode, I'm pretty sure. And it was just, for anybody who's gone through it, you know what she was feeling. Also, Billy is suffering from something. Egotistical thing, I don't know. But, him and Victoria are deuces, done. He moved out. Victoria's like, she thinks because, it was evidence given that, Billy and Amanda are, why do I feel like when I just said Billy and Amanda, I thought about Melrose Place? Okay. But
I know
that that they're more than just friends. And Victor, Victor doesn't like Billy, but Victor and Victoria had a nice moment where Victor was like, "Get all your anger out, get it all out," and Amanda and Victoria confronted each other. Billy got arrested and whatnot. When that Ripley, Amanda's ex, who. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just going to say this. If my attacker, stalker, abuser was in the same room, I would not act all calm. And then when somebody new comes in the room, I will act all frantic. I'm sorry. I think something's up with Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you?
Yeah, because she's cool. I'd be scared to death.
I mean, yeah, I would be calling some people. I'm just, I don't know about that. And then there's the big one, the big drop. Get ready, folks. Anthony was probably crying. David was probably shook. Kyle and Lola broke up, y'all.
I'm heartbroken.
I needed to find a therapist.
You need a therapist? Well, Sharon is also a therapist. So there you go. But no, here's the thing.
I tried calling the hotline. It was temporarily out of service.
Oh, dang. Well, try your call again later. The thing is that Kyle pretty much said that Summer has always been in his heart and his soul. And Lauren's like, what? Because the start of it was Kyle and Summer kissed, okay? They kept it to themselves, but Theo overheard. And then, Kyle can't keep a secret to himself because he got that panic look. And Lola was like, what's wrong? Like, tell me. And so it all came out. And then Lola, because here's the thing. Kyle and Summer also had sex. I'm waiting for somebody to pass out. Anthony, wake up. So,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so, Kyle and Summer like, no regrets. And Theo told Lola. And Lola Lola decided, okay, let me see how this feels. And she pushed Theo up against that refrigerator, that Maytag refrigerator, and tried it. And Theo stopped himself and herself from making a big mistake. While Kyle and Summer are, yeah.
Well, those are definitely the highlights.
Yeah, those are highlights. I'm just going to say, I'm going to say this real quick. I like Kyle and Lola, and I like Kyle and Summer, and I like Summer and Theo, and I like Lola and Theo, and I like Kyle and Theo. Yeah, you try to figure that one out. I feel as though, and I'm going to speak for a lot of people, I felt this was rushed.
Yep.
Because 2 weeks ago, Kyle was all about Lola. Last year, Lola, he married Summer to get a piece of Summer to put in Lola. You mean to tell me he used Lola? Like he felt like he had the white knight syndrome that Liam Spencer has? Really?
Yeah, really.
Real quick before I know we got short time, but Anthony, what did you think about that? About the sudden change in Kyle's attitude?
Honestly, you just hit the nail on the head. I felt like they've taken a page out of the Bold and the Beautiful book. None of it felt organic since Kyle and Summer Part 1 way back 3 years ago. None of Kyle and Lola ever felt organic to me, and this version of Kyle and Summer don't feel organic to me. I honestly thought that Theo had the hots for Kyle, and that was all going to come out. And no, It's not because I'm LGBTQ. It's just the writing made us go that way. None of this feels organic. And honestly, I will forever joke about the purse. But there was more emotion about that damn purse than there was in him admitting that Summer was always in his heart. That feels almost like when Thomas came back and it was like, hope is the love of your life? Seriously?
Yeah.
Seriously, is there a journal? Can we see a journal? Can we see something? Because I never heard that. I never saw that. And that's what this has felt like.
Yeah,
and that was a very interesting segue to lead you to LA. And before you give the recap, I just want to say kudos, Bold and the Beautiful, for the last couple of weeks for having actually more than one storyline going on. So let's hope that this is a trend that is going to continue. Kudos for giving us more than one storyline. Thank you. Candice, take it away, girl.
We have some sad news to report tonight. Sally Spectra is sick. Unknown what her conditions are, but from the evidence that we've seen, she's shaking, headache, nausea, and a fear of not being able to do anything. Stay tuned as we find out what her condition is. But Katie knows, everybody else knows, and Katie blabbed because she felt it was her right to tell everybody, including Wyatt, who, in case you missed it, dumped Sally for Flo, the love of his life, who also was a part of the baby scheme. Y'all know that baby scheme. But he's in love.
What baby scheme? What baby scheme?
You know which one.
Girl.
Look, wait a minute, hold up. Let me just say this. They might have forgot Arena is where Wayne Brady
is. Thank you. That's my point. Thank you. There is no way in reality that people are going to get over and I'm so sorry. Bold and the Beautiful. I loved almost all of this storyline. I loved hating the storyline. I loved loving it. But now it's almost a joke. It's almost a joke because he went
back and forth and back.
And now it's like it never, not like it never happened, but like, oh yeah, she took my favorite blouse and wore it to the dance. I'm really mad at her. Come on.
Okay, let me just so everybody can understand where I'm coming in at. I don't have a problem with the story, but it's with Wyatt.
Yeah.
That's my problem. Wyatt has never been a back and forth guy. He's always been straightforward.
No. Well, I'm sorry, Miss Candice, but let's make a list of everybody Wyatt's been with. He's the ultimate freaking ping pong ball.
Yeah, he is.
Here's the thing, though. He hasn't gone back and forth the way Liam does. Compare Wyatt to Liam. I rest my case.
No. Wyatt is the good time guy. When it gets hard, he ping pongs somewhere else.
But here's the thing.
You know,
he has had. But here's the thing. When he was with Hope, when Wyatt was with Hope, who else did he go back and forth with? When he was with Stuffy, who did he ping pong back and forth with? When he was with Ivy, who did he ping pong back with? The problem is with me is like, okay, you was with Sally, right? And then here comes the love of your life that we didn't know about named Flo. And then all of a sudden you get carried away, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know what, Sally, Flo came back into my life. I'm gonna dump you. And then when Flo, you know, the whole thing came out, and then Wyatt found out, he goes back to Sally. That is a Liam move. When one woman does something, he goes to the other one. And like I said, I had the biggest pet peeve with Sally. I was like, you better not take him back, because if you do, you're going to get hurt again. And I was like, okay, maybe this is going to work. Maybe this is going to work because, you know, da-da-da-da-da. But then all of a sudden, here comes Flo. And with this, Wyatt do? Dump Sally. I'm like, okay, so now you're trying to be the new Liam. To me, and now that he knows about, well, here's the thing, Katie, and I really want y'all to take on this, because Katie knows about what's going on, okay? So my question is, do you think she had the right to tell people about Sally's condition? Anthony.
No, I don't.
David, do you think Katie, big bread mouth herself, you know, but
let's call Wyatt what he is real quick to put a cap in that conversation. He's in love with falling in love. He has no concept or want to actually stay in love.
Doesn't know what it is.
Katie, it baffles me at the moment. I don't know if the character build up that they use to write her now has changed or whatever, but she's not the same Katie from 3 years ago, 5 years ago. That's first and foremost. It's so glaringly obvious that she doesn't even discuss that she went through it with Wyatt too. That bothers me, and it absolutely bothers me that, you know what, if you're going to tell, you at least give the person the ultimatum to tell themselves in a situation like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, if Katie had to tell anybody, why not call CJ? Why not call Coco? Where is Coco? Where is her aunt at? Like, if you're going to really tell somebody.
No, it's her grandmother.
Grandmother, I'm sorry. Well, Sally's also alive apparently too. The OG Sally somewhere in the Bahamas. But Macy, like, you can call her family. Why tell Wyatt? I mean, here's the thing. You honestly think Wyatt is going to do like Bill did? You know, when Katie was sick, Bill all of a sudden was like right by her side. You know, with Wyatt, he's like, well, why didn't she tell me? Because you were somebody else.
All right. Time check. We have 2 soaps and 12 minutes.
Okay.
David, give us a quick recap on Days of Our Lives.
On Days of Our Lives, Gina has been found out, and she is in custody, trying to get out of the police room, and Sean has gone in there trying to bring his mother out of there. So, and right now, Stephen O is masquerading as Steve with Kayla, and he has hidden her phone and blanked out all the messages from someone trying to get her. I think he's planning something with her. I don't think she's going to find out so much.
I really need to.
Yeah.
John and Marlena?
John and Marlena are found. They've befallen each of them know what was going on. And I was surprised with the Marlena and Hattie switch. I didn't expect that, and that was a nice surprise. So Kate brought Hattie over to Prague, and somehow they got Marlena out so she could go find John, while Hattie pretended to be Marlena, and Stephen O did not care for that. In the meantime, we know that Will is innocent. He is not responsible for killing Adrian. Is that what you're waiting for?
Drum roll, please. Who is?
Yep. And right now they think it's Maggie, but I don't think it was her either, because I don't think the powers that be would want to do that to a beloved matriarch of the family, because that would be painting her in a corner.
I don't think it's Maggie
Candice?
either. I don't think it's Maggie. Yeah, I don't think it's Maggie. Like I said, my theory is it's Summer, the daughter.
That's mine.
Also, this whole Will being innocent thing. Okay, you know what? Okay, I still can't get over how he was still involved in the accident. You mean to tell me, and this was such, see, Dave, you missed the opportunity for a PSA announcement. You mean to tell me Will could not speak? Yeah, like you was talking to Will on speakerphone. You couldn't say on star. Call mama. You was literally looking at the phone and playing Russian roulette while driving on a freaking freeway, roadway, whatever, in the middle of the night. Like, literally, we saw it. So to me, okay, he may be innocent in the accident, but he's guilty for texting and driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
The only thing I'm going to say for Days is I don't think it's Maggie either. It better not be Maggie. And I do not want a quick resolution to Stephen O. I'm sorry. I am so loving everything about Stephen Nichols playing this version of the character. I don't want an end to it. Princess Gina, I don't mind if they integrate the DID personalities or however you want to explain this away. Maybe they're going to call in Andre Maddox and have a rememory transfer. I don't know. But, Gina can go. I like Gina in doses. She can go. But Stephen-O, let's play with this for a while, because this is some good soap.
And real quick, shout out to Sean Brady for being the only smart person to figure out that his mama wasn't really his mama. I say Sean Brady for police commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you. You know what? You're right.
Thank you.
There's been so much that kind of got lost in my shuffle. But when that was going down, I was thinking to myself, oh, all right, he's not Dudley Do Right after all. He really is a cop. Okay.
Yeah, he is.
All right. General Hospital. Got to say, thank you for throwing this Taggart storyline, for playing it the way you're playing it. Oh God. Okay. I love Nicholas and Ava. I love the way that they're playing out the reality with Anna and Finn and dealing with the justifications of both. A, there's a new daughter up in the mix. Hi, Emma, by the way. And B, that she is playing the Peter cards the way that she's playing them. It's not the Anna that I'm used to. It really isn't. But I'm okay with it right now. I want to see what they do. If they go right with it, then I'm okay with it. What else?
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. this was brought up in some place else that I was listening to. What if that's not Anna?
Well, I've been thinking that myself. I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. I really don't know how I'm going to feel about that. I think that storyline's been done too much too. You know, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. Let's table that for now.
Okay.
Unless Candice, you must have something to say about that.
I mean, I feel as though that they should have already played the Anna Alex card a few times, especially regarding Peter's paternity, regarding the twinning situation with the mom math thing. You know what? I wouldn't be. I'm going to say it like this: if done correctly, and lately, GH, you've been doing right. You've been doing good in certain areas. If they can actually pull that off, then kudos to them. But they're going to need somebody to really be there for that storyline. Vincent Irizarry, and I'm going to just say that. I'm just going to say that because that is the only way.
And I'm going to add another layer to that. I'd love for Hayden to have found out off screen and continue to help keep it. If they're going to do this, then make this the umbrella storyline and do it right. Don't have Anna found, don't have this all done and wrapped up in 3 episodes. If you're going to do it, do it right. And absolutely, Dr. David Hayward, oh my God, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Now, can I ask the two of you, are you invested in this mob war now? Do you feel investment coming? Take it away, David.
I do. I am intrigued with Cyrus. And he sort of has Sonny shaking in his boots. And I don't know if they're looking for a bloodbath like they used to. I wasn't too keen on them. I liked it, but I really can't make up my mind. It's got to be done well. Let's put it that way.
First and foremost, I kind of figured this was where they were going to go at, because they're trying to bring in the classic GH and merge it with the new. I just don't want it to be the typical Sonny Corinthos always wins type story. I want to see this new mob life actually excel, and I'm calling it now Brandon and Carly.
Yeah.
Oh, Brando and Carly?
Yeah.
Brando and Carly.
Yeah,
yep.
I saw that too.
I'm calling it.
I honestly thought that this was going to come to Valentine and his lawyer, so I'm glad that there's a character called Cyrus and they didn't take that route. And sidebar note.
Oh, you're glad it wasn't Valentine?
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't Valentine. It would have been too predictable and it wouldn't have gone well. Just sidebar note, what accent is he actually trying to portray?
I don't know.
Tad Martin, whatever his name is. What accent is that? Where he's supposed to be from?
Martin Gray? That's a southern accent, isn't it? Oh, we don't have much time. We got 90 seconds.
All right. Thank you to Anthony. Thank you Anthony for coming on. Yeah. Andy Anderson. What is wrong with me tonight? Thank you, Anthony, for coming on tonight. Everybody check out the Capitol Web Awards. Please answer the 3 questions from tonight and let us know about Love in the Afternoon. Please come back in 2 weeks and have some more fun with us. Thank you for listening. As always, you can find us at Take 2 Radio Soaps. You can find me at Anthony31C on Twitter or Anthony Corona on Facebook. Candice, take it away.
At Candy Pooh on Twitter, Candice Mack on Facebook.
David?
David Silvani on Facebook, Take 2 Radio Crew on Twitter.
Hope that Carolyn is having an amazing time. And Pam, be well.
Feel
we miss
better.
you. We love you.
We'll
Good night, everyone.
Soon.
Happy
Good night.
Valentine's Day.
Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio. For email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit TakeTwoRadio.com.